What did it mean to you to see him get in out of the way?
Well, everybody says, which is the truth, why did it take so long? But as far as I know, it really doesn't matter when you get in. It's just that you get in. Billy got a little frustrated, but that's just natural stuff like that. But Billy Wagner was one of the best closers I've ever seen. You look at numbers and you go by that. Everybody talks about Mariano and Trevor and Billy. You look at the numbers; they're pretty good. They're good stuff. You should be in the Hall of Fame. But for me personally, I'm ecstatic because the three of us played together. It's not often that you get three guys that played in the same team in the same 10-year period are in the Hall of Fame. So I couldn't be more ecstatic for him. He deserves it. He was great. And I'm proud of him. One thing that people don't really realize, he left the game on top. He had like 37 saves with a 1-something ERA, and he could have stayed in the game and compiled more numbers and all that kind of stuff and got to the 500 saves and all that. But he didn't. He wanted to be with his family. I respect that. And I'm just happy that he got in.
How special is it, for the city and for this organization to have 3 Astros don the cap in Cooperstown, New York?
I think it's cool. I hope everybody makes the trip up there to see it. Like I said, to have 3 guys in a 10-year period to play with each other, it's pretty amazing. Sometimes you see 2 or 1 or something like that. But when you get 3 guys at the same time, it's pretty cool.
What advice do you give Billy just about the weekend and how to manage everything and the speech? And it just seems like there's a lot going on.
Yeah, everybody talks about the speech and all that. And I just tell them this. They tell you have 6 minutes, 8 minutes. Now you have whatever amount of time you need. Who you got to thank. That's the most important thing right now. Make sure you don't forget your mother, don't forget your father, don't forget the little things. Good. It's a whirlwind, but he's going to have a blast. And then the next year after that, it becomes easier and easier.
How fun has it been to watch this team the last 7-8 years on their run? You guys had a really good run several times in the playoffs, but when we finally saw the World Series come to Houston, you've been in there, you've been around the clubhouse. How much do you enjoy watching these guys grow?
Oh man, it's been great. Ever since 2015, the first year they got back into the playoffs, the culture, the players, they root for each other. It's one of them things where it's hard to explain to people. Like generally, when you walk into a big league clubhouse or any clubhouse, there's always going to be some cliques and stuff like that. There's none. It's everybody roots for each other. You can talk to everybody. There's never a problem, and that's been going on since 2015, and it hasn't stopped. So the culture that was built here, I think, carries over, and you see it because they win. Obviously, that takes great talent. Jim Crane has always put together a great team. It gives us a shot every year to win. So to watch them be a fan of theirs and to be a little bit a part of it, as far as just being in there, asking, answering questions, experience, strength, and hope, and stuff like that. It's been a lot of fun.
How do you assess just the offseason of the club so far? What do you think you guys still would like to do here in the next couple of weeks?
Well, there's a lot of things sometimes you have to do, to get better. As a fan, sometimes you don't understand the dynamics and how things work and all that, which is perfectly fine. But I think if you really look at it and what we're trying to do, I think Tatum's done a great job of trying to figure this out. We're not done yet. And so hopefully we got 2 more months, basically. We're going to have 2 months of baseball to figure out who's going to be playing in our outfield, who's going to be pitching. But one thing I do know is that we have great pitching. If we got good starting pitching, we're going to be fine. So we'll figure this out and make a good team and chase some games.
Were you fairly shocked that the Kyle Tucker trade and then just the moves, the Walker and Paredes coming back?
No, I wasn't shocked. There's certain things you can do, and Kyle Tucker's going to make a lot of money pretty soon. So you got to weigh 1 year of him into compared to what he's going to do if he walks out the door. So those are the things that Jim and Dana have to figure out, and that's what they came up with. So that's what you do. You got back some good players. Cam Smith is a big deal that we got out of the trade in Chicago. And Christian Walker is one of the best first basemen in baseball. He's going to make our defense way better. When you get a first baseman over there that can play defense like he can, every infielder gets better. Not to mention he can hit you 30 home runs and drive you in the 100s. So we did some good things.
Did you see Cam in Florida last week? What's your impression of that?
He looks good in the uniform. He's a big old kid, great kid, wants to learn. I think talent off the charts. He's got a chance to do some special things. I really do believe that.
how would you evaluate it? It's February 2nd. Alex Bregman is still a free agent. How would you evaluate what you've seen this offseason with just that market and how you guys have been involved?
Well, the market is what any market is. What is somebody willing to pay for your services? If you're selling a house, it's whatever somebody will pay for it. So with Alex, we gave him our best offer, and he has every right as a free agent to go shop there. And so right now he's just playing out in the market to see what he can get, and that's between him and Boris and the other teams.
What's your impression of Yordan, one of the best power hitters in the game? Imagine playing next to him. How would it be to have that bat in your lineup back in 04, 05?
Well, he's special. He can do things that other people can't. His natural swing is to hit a ball towards left center, and he happens to be 6'5" and can hit it 450 feet that way. So you don't find guys like that very often. So he's a special player, and he's also a special person. I love the kid. He's a great kid, and he wants to win. And obviously, he's shown up in big situations for us. All we're going to try and do is keep him healthy, and we'll be good shape.
From what you see of Walker, what is it that sets him apart?
Just his hands and what he's able to do with the infielders, the ball, how it bounces. See, when you have an infielder, the first baseman that can catch the ball like he does, it becomes, you don't think about anything as an infielder. Like, you're not scared to make a throw that you normally wouldn't make because you know it's not going to be an error. He'll block the ball, won't be a guy have to go to second base because the ball gets past the first baseman. He does stuff like that that are going to make our infielders better.
What are your thoughts on Jose Altuve potentially moving from second and getting some work in the left field?
I don't know. We're always trying to find a way to get better. Jose seems like he's okay with it right now. We'll see how it goes. It's early. And you're just messing around. When you played as long as Jose Altuve, anything becomes a challenge for you. Or do something fun and all that. So we'll see how it goes. He seems a little bit receptive to it, so that's great. But just see how things go.